So my name is Will Downing. I've been at Broadway since I was born. I was born here when 1998 is when my parents came to Broadway, and my mom was pregnant with me. But I would say that when I really came a part of the Broadway family and community was when I was in college. So I would say since in those past 5 years, I have been really blessed to become a small group leader with our youth, Kids Zone. I've been a part of Kids Zone for the past 5 years in a small group leader role, sometimes a large group leader role in Kids Zone as well. I've been able to lead our Relay for Life team as the team captain, and I've also been able to help with the Haven, which is something that Caleb Kirshner does with our special needs kids. So those are just a few things. I would say one thing that Broadway really was able to bless me with was the Foundry. The Foundry is a nonprofit that Broadway has been a huge part of since its opening. I started working there my freshman year of college when I came back to Broadway, and still have a great partnership with that ministry. So those are just a handful of things that I've been able to be a part of within the Broadway community. Serving is, I think sometimes when people think serving, they're like, oh, yep, it's either like two opposite sides of the spectrum. Super simple, super easy, no attachment, and then it's like, no, too much commitment, please don't ask me again, that kind of thing. And that's all understandable. I would say it's important to serve because we, especially here at Broadway, I feel like we work together as a group of people to live like Jesus and to love like Jesus. And I don't want to say that just Jesus was about serving, but he was about loving and loving people. And I think we can love people by giving back to them. And what I've learned through serving is when you, like I said before about the Foundry, when you think that you're going to give and you're going to have all this impact, it turns around and it impacts you. And so I think the impact that serving can have on you is super important. And then also we don't really talk with serving enough about community. We build such a great community through that. So I think what I've learned is I've made families just by serving, whether it's the people I'm serving with or the people I'm serving for. I've made families that I will have the rest of my life just because of this service impact that I'm not just doing for them, but I'm doing to be more like Jesus, to follow him. I would say I found the truths about myself from serving, and kind of you hit that great, but my gifts of how I can grow relationships with people and learn more about where people are and be able to give back to them like I've been given back to, like we all have, but it really just kind of be real, and because that's what I feel like Jesus calls us to be, is real, to be ourselves. So I feel like that's a gift I've found. I've definitely found some humility of man, like I said, you think you're going to be the Superman, the superhero sometimes. It's real easy to feel that way. And so I think that goes back to being real and just being honest with yourself about, what you can do and what things you have to ask for help to do. But I think sometimes what we maybe struggle with, or like you said, our humility, I think that causes us to say no. And instead of really digging into what can we get, where can our gifts come from, those things that we struggle with or we need to ask help for. You might be saying no to a gift because you're worried about a struggle. So I think if you're actually able to look at and see and learn more about yourself, then you might be able to enable an opportunity that, like I said before, could absolutely change your life and grow your relationship with God too. So I think we sometimes forget in serving and in ministry and serving where God calls us that there's a bigger picture. And so sometimes we think about just that one thing, and being able to be behind the scenes and being able to actually be a part of the big thing. It's super humbling because sometimes you're like, oh, why can't I be on that? Why can I not be on the stage? Why can I not be in front of everybody? So I think sometimes we think, and I found that way in different areas of ministry, whether it be with children or adults, that what I thought was important is not always important for me to be there. I might need to be at the chair, at the table, instead of standing in front of everybody. And that's super hard. I'm super shy. So that's super hard for me at first. I was like, no, why am I not on that stage? But then, and I still learn every day, but there is a place for me when it comes to serving that will do a lot of impact, will do a lot of good for somebody. I just have to think about the big picture.